Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Excellent. So I forget if you have been here before, but the drill is basically I prefer to teach by asking questions. I think that learning to answer them is the fun part. So we're gonna play a couple games. Fuck, I hate playing against Leo. We're gonna play a couple games.
Kick his ass.
Thanks, sweetie. We're gonna play a couple games, and then we'll talk a little bit about how those games went. Sound good?
Sure, sounds great.
Excellent. Let's do this.
Good luck. Chip. Versus Leo. Get ready to rock.
Whew. Video games.
Duel. One. Let's rock.
6 frames.
Oh. Oh, too early on that. That was nice. Nice. Ooh, the catch. Ah!
Duel. Two. All or nothing.
Ooh. Dwa! Dwa! Oh no! Too much dwa.
Went for flash kick. Didn't work out.
Yeah, reversal flash kick when I YRC is tough.
Keep on rocking.
Oh, nice.
There it is. Alright.
Oh. Nice. What up, Rico? Thanks for coming through.
Nice.
Yeah, when I play this matchup, I really have to watch out for Leo jump-ins, because if I let those rock, you get a lot of free damage and pressure.
Yeah.
One. Let's rock.
Cool.
Duel. Two. Keep on rocking.
Ooh, nice punish.
Oh!
Oh, nice.
I'm surprised I caught that.
Duel 3. Keep on rocking.
Ooh.
Oh god, it's the best.
Oh my god. Ooh. Nice.
Caught like 2 of my backdashes there, so you can teleport and YRC. That's
Yeah, teleport YRC is it's a really good tool. It's one of those things that, especially I think in this matchup, you probably just need to like learn to respect.
mm. Nice punish.
Oh. Oh.
Ah, I dropped it.
Oh, nice.
It's not over yet.
You know, burst might have been worth it there. It could have gone either way. That's probably a 50-50.
Yeah.
All or nothing.
I don't know why I've been bothering 6 minutes. How close are you after Gamma Blade?
How close am I after Gamma Blade?
How plus are you?
So if it's point blank, I think I'm +5. It's
Okay.
pretty good, but the hard part is spacing it right, basically.
Okay.
If I'm a little further away from you, I don't get all of that.
Duel 1.
But Chip's buttons at that range are also just pretty fast, so it's hard to contest no matter what. Oh, nice. Oh, interesting. So Rico in chat says Chip is always +5 because Gamma starts on contact.
Huh.
Hey, we got shenanigans.
Duel 2. All or nothing.
Oh. Nice.
I gotta get better with burying that up. I feel like I shouldn't be able to get away with just walking up like that.
Nice.
I didn't get the combo though.
Ooh, the buttons. Oh. No. Nice. And swing for the fences. All right. So that was actually pretty good for getting some data. Let's get out of the game real quick.
All right.
So, couple things. First off, overall solid. I forget how long you've been playing this game for, but you are certainly a threat. Like, Leo is scary as a character, and especially in this matchup, but you were, like, functionally using his tools well. Like, there wasn't any, like, giant gaps in knowledge that I found where I was like, oh, this dude's obviously free or new to the game or whatever.
Oh, flattered, thank you.
Yeah. So you are playing a literate amount of Guilty Gear, and I saw you generally using the systems well, right? So you'd be I think I saw you go for a blitz once or twice. I would recommend going through this like just a couple matches we played and taking a look at how you use meter, because there's a lot of stuff where, well, you want to ask yourself like whether you have meter when you need it, right? And if you don't, then there's probably something that you can change, because my guess was if I were to have played your side of that matchup, I felt like you probably wanted meter at times that you didn't have it. And so figuring out when it's smart to spend on offense, stuff like YRC, whatever his fireball is called, is just one of those things which you always want to be thinking about. Leo is... There, you have a lot more room to be ruthless in his offense. Like, I found a lot of times I would block one of your mix-ups, and then you'd kind of back off, or you'd be super respectful. And... really, that's not scary. Like, Leo is at his strongest when I'm always worried that he's going to get in my face. And I actually think you can watch yesterday's archives in the casuals towards the end of the session. I play against Spooky Dictionary. I don't know if you've ever played against him. He's a very solid Leo player who fucks me up all the time. And a lot of what he's really good at is stealing turns early on in the pressure situation to make me feel like I can do something. And then when he gets deeper in the Gatling and he's swinging with bigger buttons or whatever, then I'm already thinking of pressing a button that gets counter hit. Basically, he offsets the window at which I should be pressing buttons. And it's really smart and it's really annoying. Like, there were a couple times where you tried to steal a turn and I'd throw you out of it. And I was like, you're getting there, but you really want to figure out how to make yourself stickier. This matchup is all about Leo staying in range and swinging, right? And your range is pretty generous. Like your slash and hard slashes will often trade and fuck up a lot of my buttons at mid range. So I actually want to stay outside. That's why I was using so much Gamma Blade and some Alpha Blade. Those are like super important tools in this matchup for me, because if I can use those to make you block or make you a little more respectful and neutral, then I can start my pressure, right? And basically it felt like, I think Gamma Blade pressure caught you pretty early, and so you weren't swinging as much as I would have expected a Leo to swing. Like, some of playing Leo, honestly, from what I can tell, is just being like, no, fuck you, I'm not going to respect those things, because I know that the trade comes out in my favor. Does that make sense?
It does.
Cool.
I think part of my hesitation, because once you started throwing out Gamma Blade, I kind of wasn't sure what to do with that mid-range anymore. And I tried doing a far slash afterwards, see if I could get that in fast enough to hit you, but I just couldn't counter hit. So I think at one point I tried doing the S fireball, so that'll go out even if I still get hit, but I couldn't come out fast enough to even become active. So I was looking at hit from the start for that.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit of chip unfamiliarity there.
Yeah.
for sure. But I mean, you're absolutely right in that I'm having problems being able to continue pressure. Like I can start a short pressure string, but then I don't have anything. How do I bridge that into another bit of pressure to keep that going? That's the hurdle that I've been at.
That's right. You want to look for, like, when you see good Leo players playing, they will be making people block sometimes for 10 or 15 seconds.
Yeah.
In the last match that we played, there was a segment where I actually sat down and just wanted to see what you'd swing at, or what you would come at me with if all I did was block. And eventually you opened me up, and got like a 70% combo because yay risk. But I'm willing to bet that a stronger Leo player would have been in my face and far more aggressive than you were. And I think some of that is conditioning. It's learning for the patterns in defense. So you want to be looking not only at the strings they're doing, but the data that they collected on the way to using that string, right? To figure out, hey, is this a player, someone who presses a lot of buttons? Are they going to look for a blitz? Are they going to look for a DP? Are they FDing a lot? Personally, against Leo, I like to FD a lot of his early hits, because if I can push him out of his comfort zone super quick, then I can just backdash out of stuff, and then I get out for pretty much for free, right?
Yeah.
But everyone's got... have you read that Defending Against Leo doc?
Yes, I need to dig into it more. It's very dense, so I can't read too much of it at a time.
Yeah, no, I trust me. I saw I got like a page or two into that, and I was like, this is something to pay attention to later.
Yeah.
But it will give you a good idea as to the scope, right? I wouldn't try and download everything in that doc at once, but try just taking one or two things from that doc at a time and see what you can use to basically cheat your turns, right? The other thing, and you started to pick up on this at the very end, or not even towards the end, towards the middle of the set. There's a couple of things that I'm just going to be looking for all the time in neutral to see if you do. The fireball is definitely one of those, right? Like if I see you just do raw fireball, I need to make you spend meter, right? Otherwise I might have just lost the round. So I'm going to come in, I'm probably going to go with jump dust. I'm probably going to get that counter hit. Other Leos have fucked me up for that by being super vigilant about their anti-airs. And like Leo's anti-air options are pretty strong, right? You just need to learn to specifically time like the 6P to beat that jump dust or whatever the heck, right? Like jump dust is working way better against you than it does against most Leos. And to me, that says you probably need to just tune up your anti-air game a little bit.
Yeah, you're right.
Like
that's been a weaker point, and I'm trying to, I guess, how should I approach trying to, get myself to use my 6? Because I mean, since Rev 2.1 came out, I've dropped the 6P almost completely. So I'm trying to.
So
how can I condition myself to make sure that I'm easing myself back into using that move? Because I know it has its uses.
Yeah.
It's not like it's something I should never be touching, but.
So think about, I think the way that I would think about it is you have anti-airs that you use reactively, and you have anti-airs that you use in certain situations, right? 6P is probably not a reactive anti-air for Leo, right? But I would recommend, like, if there are specific scenarios where you know that you're going to be sending them in the air, right? So like YRC Fireball is one of them, right? Like they have nowhere to go but in the air. If you hit them, if you put them in an air tech situation, right, and they air tech and then come back at you, that's another situation where you want to be specifically thinking about your anti-air options there, right? Now, it doesn't have to be 6P, right? You could jump up and air throw. And the nice thing about that is that you usually don't risk getting counter hit by the jump dust if you do, right? You have options. It's not just 6P. And I honestly don't know Leo's anti-airs well enough to know what your best option is at all times. All I know is that when I do play against Leos and they adapt with 6P, they'll fuck me up.
Okay.
But yeah, I think because I wasn't scared of you in the air, it meant that I didn't have to be as scared of you on the ground, right? And so if you watch this video and if you watch your matches and you look at all the stuff where like I'm doing better on the ground than I should be in this matchup. Some of that was like Gamma Blade. Some of it was you not knowing the matchup. But a decent chunk was really like I felt comfortable in the air. I knew that I could pick you off in the air, right?
Okay.
To your credit, you did not take any of my DP baits, and that was really good. That is the first thing that I look for when I'm playing against a Leo is there a chance that I can bait the flash kick? The flip side of that is because Leo telegraphs his flash kick by charging down, it's really easy for me to tell when you're thinking about it when you're not, right? So even if you don't use it, I actually get a decent idea of what your risk profile is under pressure. That's just a card that's super hard to keep to not show me, right? Yeah, it's neat stuff. Anyway, I hope that was helpful. I got Vicious in here trying to get in and get his session in. So if you want to play more matches, just stick around. After I'm done with the training session, I'll open up the lobby, or just feel free to stop by the stream whenever you want, man.
I'll definitely stop by again later. I got to kind of get to bed. I'm in Central Time Zone, so it's a little late for me.
I got you.
But yeah, thank you so much for the matches. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's my pleasure, man.